On the line, they'd like to throw Paez in with Oscar. Promoters, matchmakers would love to put Paez in a quiet costume for Jorge.
Yes.
It is looks like the toughest man he's been in with, namely the guy under the hood.
And how would you like
his future is behind him? Others say that he still has some 124 to 123 and has a 4-inch reach advantage.
With a record of 42 wins, 5 losses, and 4 draws, 20 wins, 4 losses, Ramon Paez, Jorge Felix.
Good luck to both of you.
Well, the referee's in for him. He marched into the ring and had to cut.
Well, he's clearly got a social conscience
He
as well
does.
as, so we'll see how much of the power they both bring up to this weight.
But referee Tony Gibson, not a warning to either one, deserves all the credit in the world. It was the biggest fight of his young career. Just weathered the storm, went on to post a very impressive young man from Mexicali.
He did get one win.
Always had a good left hook. And he makes good use of it. And Hollingham, let's get it up north of the junior lightweight crowd. Interesting to think about him and his fine career, former, and a very busy opening round for these two men as well. None of that.
There's the hook that kind of gets in there, and the uppercut. But
Touch gloves. It's scheduled for 10. They're lightweights. Jorge Maramero.
you get Felix landing 63% of his power shots in the first.
He has put on weight. He's up to the lightweight. His record would indicate he's got a solid punch.
Goodness, remember when Paez was featherweight champ? TV Cruz and boxers and Troy Dorsey boxers, that were really good boxers. Well, he was complaining to, and there again, the head of Felix bangs the eye.
Thrown by Felix.
Huge trouble here. If he
Indeed.
did, of course, it'd be a different
Again.
And we'll have to see again if
Blood flowing from it. And of course it is, from what we can hear the vision, at least from
you may be able to see it in slow motion if we have a chance at some point. But of course, in between rounds, we get a good reading as to whether they'll even let the fight continue.
well, watch Felix for that shot right there. That's on the hip. That'd be a hip pointer. Just below the eyebrow, the right eye.
Going to the jab, staying on the outside, seeing if he can jab his way
Across the country that we have a very fine card. Beautiful today. And for those of you back east,
out.
that's right. Oh, nice left hook thrown by Paez.
This is not as easy a target as he'd like, and that Felix is a good counter.
Corner of the right eye of Paez. Oh, boy, he hit Felix's shot. It is indeed. Social statement cut into his hairdo. Paez first to the body, and then he brought it right upstairs.
Paez's trunks are high. He would allow that on the borderline of the trunks. There might have
Champion.
there's heads, elbows. It's very
Right, out they come for round number 4. Neither man has been down. Up, he slipped a couple of punches, but couldn't get away from all of them. But he doesn't come by that
hit him.
You'd certainly think it was an invitation tonight. And he's a skill.
I think to hurt Felix with some of the power shots he's throwing.
He just nailed him with another. Felix with a little disdain, as if you can't hurt me.
Did not come here to just be an opponent. He has really taken the fight to Paez, but
Gavilan, nodded up.
I know. When my dad, Paez, he had his head on the back of Felix's head, and he
The nose, fighting back, and Paez in a flurry about the golden boy. There's the bell. That's the end of round 4. All of the blood from the right eye and everything else. Solid left in a round number 5. They're lightweights, and it's scheduled for 10. I'm doing more. He's landing fewer.
That was in round 4, in which, as we
The second round, conceivably a headbutt. As he hangs his jaw out there and bobs and
Kodak has really done well with it.
he's doing his act.
It's like, yeah, you did not draw the 2 easiest assignments tonight. Entertaining and interesting matchup.
It would indeed.
Watching this bout, Freddie Pendleton, the man who beat Tracy Spann, to win.
Sometimes he has approached his training regimen with him up too much before he went on. As brilliant a talent as he had.
I guess Paez is interesting. When he was champion, he fought everybody in his division. He asked
Felix, boxers don't like to be put to that kind of a. But admire, if you will, also the skill and the ease with which he slips punch. Round number 6. Are you at all surprised that Felix is still? If Felix has got any kind of a left hook, it's not a bad.
While there, he really didn't have a lot of power on him.
Blood coming from the corner of the eye again. It happened back in the second. We've got the Golden Boy. Barcelona by way of.
Ramon Felix on the inside has been.
Felix seems to be the busier of the two men out there, and just with that,
doesn't want clowning, doesn't want running. Does he want boxing? Feels like it.
Exactly.
It might be that might be a ploy on his part. I mean, he hasn't been running from.
Ramon, keep him up. That's right. All right, we've got Paez bears the same.
They're stunned at all by it. And of course, Paez is not a
black. Ramon Felix. Felix
in the last few rounds, and really not throwing it.
Nice thing early in the fight. Both men taking liberty. Vane kind of picking him off as he walks in, popping him with that left hand. Continues to bleed.
About from a clash of heads, but it was not called that. So,
but Paez is just belting him with just about everything, and now
defense that are quite intriguing.
Indeed. Nailed him with 2 or 3 solid punches, the best of the fight that now bleeding pretty good. Flurry of punches.
This is the tallest matchup ever in the heavyweight division, combining the two men. Around 50% is terrific.
Now you brought up a point, touches gloves now again with Ramon Felix. We're in the 8th round. Big puncher. He's a good puncher. And he had shots there, Al. And Alex is in trouble. And Paez says, again, a flurry of punches by Paez.
Has him stunned.
Yes, he does. And Gibson, don't you want to stop this? And there it is. So he stopped it himself. Indeed. And there he is with a backflip. I told you.
And Paez had an instance in a fight recently where he felt like he hurt a fighter more than. And Toby Gibson did the right thing in not counting over Felix. He knew at that moment.
Romero